Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the VR Master League Open Qualifier Part B, and this is round 3, and we are bringing you Raptors versus Kai. Raptors, or Kai, sorry, being the number 1 seed, and Raptors the number 3, so it should be a close matchup.
Yeah, I mean, both teams are full of veterans. New team names, mind you, but they are full of veterans. So we'll see how they play out Downfall, considering it's a large open map, and we've seen a lot of really close range maps today. And Downfall's definitely a bit of a different play style when it comes to what you need to do to get to the objective, how you need to cross these larger spaces, and just basically be successful on offense and even defense.
Yeah, I mean, for offense, you kind of have to like figure out where the defense is and run where they're not looking, and that can be very hard at times. And on defense, a lot of times you just have to not get peaky and wait for the offense to get close and pop out and down them in their tracks.
You know, information is very key on this map too, where you need to know where they spawn, where they're going. If you see anyone, it's almost more advantageous to not take that first shot and call it out to your team, so everyone's sort of prepared for, that guy coming through the canyon or someone coming out of the east or wherever they're coming from. It's more advantageous to give out the information and let them get closer to you, let them sort of be in a position where you can ostensibly use your team's angles and flanking maneuvers to get there. So it'll be an interesting series, definitely.
And we are waiting for the teams to start. We go through rosters. Raptors, we have Tiger Strike, FG Soldier Z, VR Marksman, Distorted, and Massimo. On the side of Kai, we have Etch, Engage, Dyslexic Dazzler, Smithy SFC, and R Semper.
Yeah, I mean, a bunch of veteran names there that I think everyone can recognize if you've been watching VRML matches for even one season. A lot of people there that, they have the experience. And here we go into round 1. And it looks like what would be called quick spawn on downfall, but they are still pretty far away. Raptors spawning over near the tank, near the twins, as I like to call them, up in the, up in the east.
That's not west. Not west. It is not.
Yeah, it
west,
looks
it's
like
not west.
Raptors, they're not really grouping up that much. They've all kind of just evenly spread out. Kind of pushing in and going to pick apart this defense.
Well, to a certain extent, that's what you want to do. No matter what, once you sort of get over the crest of that hill, you're going to be engaging some part of the defense, especially where the objective is and where the defense spawns. It's one big corner attack, essentially. You need to sort of take out those 2-3 buildings with
Marsoc.
essentially a big, nice spread flanking maneuver. As you can see, FG Soldier and Distorted are trying to clear out that building up on the hill near Canyon. Tiger Strike's flanking around behind, and he seems to have done it without anyone seeing him doing it, which is what you want to do. R Semper is looking that direction along with Dyslexic. That, I mean, they can certainly see him when he crosses, so it's not entirely... Oh, and the first shots come out. But Tiger Strike's maneuvers aren't exactly invisible, I guess is my point. He will be seen by someone.
Smithy taking down Soldier.
One down.
Soldier was very skeptical of that location, and he must just kind of felt like it was safe and ran up there. Smithy definitely getting the better of that encounter.
Yep, one down ravine.
I mean, Smithy, knowing where he was, I'm pretty sure he heard him walking around and just quickly ambushed him from the hill. And that's what you want to do. Hit him from a side where they're not aiming, not looking, and you get the first shots off before they do. You're going to get the kill 99% of the time. Snapshots are only so good in that scenario.
Moving. We got 3 minutes.
Tiger Strike doing a good job not being seen. Oh, not so much. Gets taken down by our Semper.
Two down.
Oh, as I said before, Dyslexic and Semper had a nice cross angle there, making sure that it was sort of a kill zone. So if anyone crossed, they were going to be seen and taken down relatively quickly, as we saw with Tiger Strike there. Jordan is trying to negotiate Smithy's position, trying to get up the hill without getting killed. But Smithy's doing a great job of keeping him pinned back, making sure he doesn't get around that hill without thinking twice and sort of hesitating. And you don't want to hesitate. Oh, it distorted. Finds Smithy as he runs down the hill. I guess there was some missed shots there.
Yeah, one of them sounded a little bit surprised by that.
VR Marksman is trying to snipe at our Semper, it seems, but from that range, without an actual sniper rifle and a good scope, you're going to get caught out, and Engage finds distorted as he tries to move down and around the canyon.
Yeah, that was a very nice shot from halfway across the map.
VR Marksman slowly moving around the back. I would call this a flank, but unfortunately, the defensive team, Kai, has seen him, and they're very dialed into where he's going to go. So, yeah, they found him. Our Semper gets the down. There could be a res, but I do not see that happening.
Yeah, Messino here kind of along these little brick walls up here in the middle. He's going to have a hard time pushing up here as he's kind of surrounded on 3 different sides. I mean, even if he gets 1 or 2, another is going to rotate in and take him down immediately. I do believe he's relatively unknown to the defense right now. But, you know, as I said, as soon as he fires a shot, the defense is just going to crash in on him.
Doing a great job of just being silent and not being seen.
Oh, and he turns away from Engage, and Engage shoots him right in the back.
Right as I say, he's being a super stealthy man. But bravo to our defensive team. Kai taking the first round, holding down their castle and making sure their corners didn't get penetrated.
Yeah, one thing about Downfall is it is a fairly defense favorable map, as you kind of just have to sit still and wait for the offense to make those crosses and pick them off when they do. So the burden is definitely on offense on Downfall.
Yeah, I mean, you got to cross those wide open areas, and you got to do it before the timer gets down to that last minute, because Downfall's a big map.
Yeah, it was kind of a hard job at 6 minutes, and now that it's 5, it's even harder.
I mean, there's a lot of territory to cross, and honestly, when you get down to those 2 minutes, you are running out of time. You need to be on the objective. You need to be fighting. You need to be just taking out the enemy before that 30-second timer goes off. Because if it goes off and there's 3 of the defenders left, that's not enough time to do your work, because you just have so much territory to cross.
So we should be firing it up here pretty soon. I'm sure both teams are using every second they can to plan.
Definitely a map where planning benefits you.
Looks like we have mirrored spawns.
I'm gonna just sit and aim.
They could be
Nope.
laying down. There's no way to
Yeah,
tell.
either. Yeah, you can't tell if they're laying down.
Marksman, I would go for it. Try to get in that deck.
Yeah, I'm gonna wiggle my way into the fucking basement. Watch out for Marzak.
Alright, looks like Etch and Dyslexic pushing up through the valley here. Kind of a similar play. VR Marksman in the same spot. Should be able to shut this down fairly easily.
It's interesting that they try the same push through the canyon. I mean, that
They're
house
doing
on the
that.
hill is so strong, even with one player in it. You just have to spend so much time clearing it and making sure it's an open area to actually cross through. But it looks like what's happening here is they're giving that guy in the hill something to think about and then moving off.
Yeah, it looks like Dyslexic's spidey sense kind of tingled a little bit there, and he kind of backed off of that approach.
Just doing some good fire onto that hill, trying to give VR Marksman no opportunity to look through the window and figure out where his teammates are moving.
Guys are pushing up, I'm gonna move.
Dazzler's going to try and make the charge and hit it from the rear, and he seems to be pretty successful at that. I do think Marksman heard his run up there, though.
Yeah, the way Etch is shooting here, he kind of almost feels like he's like biding time a little bit, letting that flanker get around into his position before they all push in.
A lot of distraction fire, just trying to draw attention so that Dyslexic can do his work and take out VR Marksman.
Yeah, he's being very sneaky. I don't think he's made much noise here. I don't think Marksman is aware.
I did see him drop his knife really close to the base of this hill, which is
Oh,
interesting.
he's
move.
making his move. Marksman did turn around, and he is able to get him.
I got one
Very
guy
nice
still behind
reflexes
me.
from Marksman.
I do believe he heard the charge, though, and that's what allowed him to turn around in time and just get the kill as Dyslexic moved through the entranceway.
Yeah, I mean, Marksman was kind of in about the worst spot inside there for Dyslexic to try and rush him. Engage, able to pick off
Lower
Distorted.
dumpster, second floor. I
Way
believe,
off here in the
down.
north.
Yeah, a lot of distraction fire. Well, that's great and all. We're nearing the 2-minute mark, and this is where you need to be getting closer to the objective.
Yeah, and they are very far away.
Yeah, lower
Raptors seeming
dumpster,
like they're
second
not
floor,
very
down.
peaky. They're just sort of sitting still. They got their angles covered, and they're just waiting for Kai to get close.
Yeah, I've got their attention in the
Exactly what you need to do, though. Smithy is making a charge, and I think he's actually making sure if... yeah, he's trying to determine whether he has teammates up at Marsoc, which is something you definitely need to check before friendly fire comes out.
Yeah.
Snooper looks like he's getting ready to go into capping range.
I mean, he's right on top of Messino here. He's definitely gonna have to clear this side building before he can approach onto the objective, or Messino will shoot him right in the back, like as he was last round.
Ooh,
Nice work,
Tiger
Black.
Strike finds Engage. And Massino finds Semper as he moves around. Now it's all down to our Etch with 50 seconds left on the clock.
There's another one here on my building.
Yeah, Messino just called him out. He's gonna have a hard time of it with 41 seconds remaining. He's gonna have to pull some Matrix moves to pull this one off.
He's already been called out. Tiger Strike knows where he is. FG Soldier knows where he is. Massino knows where he is. And of course, Marksman knows where he is. So, yep, there it is. And Raptors take the point on defense.
Yeah, Kai is going to have to take a Marsoc victory here if they hope to win it.
On defense, it seems to be they're trading when it comes to the defensive round. So at this point, to come ahead, if you didn't start on defense, you need to take a Marsoc round or get a cap on one of your Marsoc rounds. And of course, the caps are always better than the wins because you get those second points. But for the most part, this seems to be a pretty even team spread between both of them, especially when it comes to kills. 5 kills, 6 kills on both sides at this point, and that just shows how both teams are pretty much on par when it comes to experience and level of skill.
So with that, we have moved objectives. So we are on to the Butcher Shop objective. A little bit different. There's really not a lot of cover here. You have the approach from the south, which is very open. I have seen caps come out from that angle. And you kind of have this little brick wall you can tuck in behind in the northern side. A little bit different objective.
I mean, you really have to be careful with this one. If someone actually gets into that sort of little fenced area and kneels down and there's no one there to get to him, that's a great capping spot, especially since most of the angles where defensive players will be holed up in, they won't be able to see over that.
It's north now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go into lower dumpster. I'm gonna crawl along this wall. I feel like I've got better coverage from back in that side room.
See? Interesting defensive setup here. Engage holding up the rear, Etch watching the fence line. Smithy moved into a little alcove area where the former objective was, and of course our Semper watching the west, or the north, as it were, making sure no one comes down that hill, which seems to be where the main Raptors push is coming from. So our Semper's in a great place to blunt that, but he's taking fire.
And we have Dyslexic Dazzler here in the helicopter. Definitely a powerhouse defensive position. You can kind of see a midline of the entire map from side to side. And being Volk, you're dark and you blend right into the helicopter. Messino downing Edge. He is resable.
Dyslexic has a great view on that, I guess, southern push coming over the hill there. Whether anyone actually makes it over, nope, the retreat happens. Well, definitely plays into the more slow rounds.
Yeah, that's two at Red Truck and one in Ravine.
Dyslexics just sitting there waiting for anyone to come across his sight lines. See, Raptors are trying to sort of negotiate where the defensive team is, putting down some distraction fire, trying to cover at least the one person that they know of.
Upper red truck down, upper red truck down. Yeah, it was just one of them though.
Yeah, the offense is doing a really good job of surrounding the objective and moving in as a unit. This is great teamwork on the side of Raptors. And Tiger Strike, he's on objective. He's pad out. He's punching in the code.
Oh, wow. And that's what I was talking about. If
I
you
mean,
don't have anyone...
Go ahead.
If you don't have anyone watching over that fence, someone could sneak in and get the cap, and that's what happens.
I was going to say, he's so sneaky, he almost got past me.
Bravo to Raptors, getting that cap, sneaking in. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better win there.
No, not at all. I mean, that really pulls them ahead. Now they're 3-1. Kai's really going to have to pull together and tighten up. they have a chance of winning this map.
Yeah, 3-1 is definitely a dangerous place to be on downfall.
Now, I do know Kai has some really fast and capable cappers. I'd love to see another cap to answer back.
Yeah, I mean, this is the objective to cap line. All the other objectives are relatively difficult to get to and sneak in and get the cap in without a lot of support. So, I mean, if they're going to come back and put a cap on the board, this is the one to do it. Definitely see both teams are taking it very seriously, put a lot of time into their planning phase, making sure that they can actually pull back the round in Kai's case, and Raptors are just trying to win it here, especially since they're on defense.
I was going to say, they have that defense advantage.
Now here we go on to round 3.
No, I'm fine. We had to put the Dazzler moment where he actually grenaded himself.
I'm on OBJ, so I don't really need it.
Yeah, you hold it.
Well, I mean, if anything, you could just drag yourself and kill the guy.
That would be funny.
I might have saw one by Marsock, I'm not sure though.
Interesting
Mark,
defensive
Mark.
spread here with Marksman in the second floor, the FG Soldier watching under the red truck, Tiger Strike in the 2-story next to the chopper, and Masano right on top of the objective. And that's what you want. You want one player at least on the objective. Distorted watching up towards the Twins.
They're most likely going to be coming from the west OBJ spot.
Lots of communication going out, and that's what you want on a map this big. You want to be talking, making sure your teammates understand what you're seeing and where the enemy might be.
Yeah, communication is definitely key on a map like this. You want to be talking so much that you sort of paint a picture for your teammates of exactly what's going on the battlefield.
I just took shots, I don't hit. I could have gotten him, I don't know.
Downfall is definitely a slower map,
Keep your eyes from the north. I got
but
the
they're,
south. Keep your
they're
eyes
running out of time quick. It's only been 1 minute and 45 seconds, but we're down to almost the 3-minute mark. And pressure probably needs to be put on Raptors at some point here, especially since callouts have happened.
Smithy has made his way up to upper dumpster now. Should probably wait for some of the rest of his team to catch up before making any sort of move. Just like that,
Nice one,
just like
helicopter.
Dazzler taking down Distorted.
The Canyon push from Smithy and Edge are putting down some fire on, I suppose, the top floor, but they're now discovering where Masano is. Trying to negotiate that. Trying to find out where FG Soldier, where VR Marksman is, where Masano is. And I don't think he quite has an accurate count of how many players he's facing.
Yeah, we got one guy near the North Hotel.
Lots of good information coming out of Tiger Strike right now.
Yeah, I just
Got
heard
that-
him call out. Who was that? R. Semper up on the hill.
He's got that big old LMG PKM. So he can put down a lot of fire, and Masano finds Dyslexic Dazzler. Trying to find an angle. He knows someone's on the objective, but I don't think he's seen FG Soldier yet. And that will be a surprise. Gage is slowly moving up. He does have a bit of an interesting push.
Yeah, they're pushing up. They're pushing up.
I mean, Kai is closing in, although only
One down.
FG Soldier downing Smithy SFC. As I was saying, Kai is sort of closing
In
in.
the mid.
Here comes Engage. FG Soldier finds Engage, puts some fire on Etch, and the last two members of Kai have pretty much been called out by Raptors.
Yo, marksman.
They know where Semper is, they know where Etch is, and there's a lot of work for Kai to actually cross that territory.
And they are very far from the objective with only 39 seconds remaining. I don't see this going very well.
It's a lot of territory to cross, a lot of Raptors left up to stop him from moving. This can only really go one way, in my opinion.
Yeah, there is no...
Yeah, they heard the beep. You see the rushes.
Edge was able to take down Tiger Strike. He's rushing up on the FG.
He's pushing up. Watch objective.
Edge taking Mastino, but FG getting the refrag. And they lost at the time.
Yeah, Raptors take the last point because our Semper wasn't able to get to the objective or find FG Soldier VR Marksman. So bravo, Raptors getting that sweet, sweet cap and finishing it out strong.
Yeah. It's an unfortunate way to round out the map, but it's the way it goes.
It's the way the cookie crumbles, as they say.
So congratulations to the Raptors on a nice win there against Kai. And I guess we're going to pop out and we'll see you on the next round.